So, do you want to do the intro for this one?
Okay. So, we're going to do a video talking about things about ourselves that we personally don't like. Now, I want to make it very clear that this isn't a video where we're going to say, accept yourself for who you are because you're perfect the way you are. Fuck that shit. There's nothing wrong in admitting that there's something about you that you don't like.
Yeah, I mean, how on earth are you going to fix your flaws, if they can in fact be fixed, or accept your flaws if you ignore that they exist? And, oh yeah. Okay. This also isn't going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, I just feel so ugly, and then people are supposed to go,
attention.
Oh, no, you're beautiful. It's not one of those things. These are things that we know we do. We know that they can be improved upon. And if they can't be improved upon, well, as I said, you just have to accept them.
And if you can fix it with surgery and you want to, then go ahead and do it.
Well, a lot of mine are like personality stuff, so I guess I can't. I mean, unless you're talking about lobotomies, I don't think I can. Just a hammer right on the frontal lobe. Right there. That's not how lobotomies were done, but I mean, I would do it with a hammer. Because I'm a doctor. Okay, do you want to go first or shall I?
My first flaw is that I am emotionally impulsive. I tend to... How do I explain this? For example, I'm very easily angered. I'm very, and when I get angered or agitated or even just a little bit annoyed, I very, very quickly lash out. And yeah, there's really not much else to say on that. That's what it is.
Yeah, at the very least, though, you have more control than, like, say, some people. Like, for instance, if you're in a public place and, I don't know, let's say you go to a restaurant and the waiter is kind of rude, you're not gonna be like, listen here, you little bitch.
Oh, boy, do I want to.
But yeah, you have, in that respect, you have some sort of self-control, you know?
Yeah, but I could still improve.
No, the point of this video is to completely ignore your flaws and to just deny them.
I forgot.
Deny.
So what's your first flaw?
Okay, so my first flaw I didn't write down, which is proof of this. And there are a few things on this list that are going to be aspects of that. So that's kind of like a big umbrella. But I'm a scatterbrain. I am the textbook definition of a scatterbrain. I'll put something down and then it won't be there anymore. So in other words, I lose things constantly. My writing is initially the first draft of any sort of writing I do makes no sense to anyone but myself because it's completely just not in order, and I have to go back and I have to cut and paste and put everything back in order so that it makes sense to someone who isn't a scatterbrain. You should see my notes; they make no sense. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just a scatterbrain. Okay, your turn again.
Yay! My second one is actually something I had mentioned earlier, and that is I am very quick-tempered.
She has a short temper.
Yes, to match my short status. Stature. Whatever. Though I do have low status.
Yes, she
but
is. But
that's not a flaw.
Of low status, yes, quite.
That
is a flaw to high society people like myself.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm very quick to anger. I'm very quick to be annoyed. I'm very quick to be agitated. And this is actually connected to my first one. I think my being quick-tempered actually has something to do with my being impulsive.
Absolutely. But at the same time, you're quick to... Well, I have to ask, are you quick to emotions such as sorrow and happiness?
I will actually mention that later.
Oh, spoilers! Anything more you want to say on that?
Nah, I think it's pretty to the point.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. Not like my first flaw, which is getting to the fucking point. I can't do that. It's like, let's say here's A and here's B, and all you gotta do is drive it from A to B. But what I like to do is I like to, drive around the neighborhood a little bit, get a look at all the pretty little houses. I run out of gas. I've got to walk to the gas station with a bucket, fill it up, bring it back. I can't drive. I don't know how gas works.
I don't drive, so I don't know how it works either.
Bring it back somehow. And then I gotta, I put my key in the ignition and I go, oh crap. Well, the engine's dead. So then I have to just get out and walk by foot. And it takes me a while, but I finally get there. And by the time I get to the point, people have fallen asleep. That's one of those things I was talking about that would show up. And that is underneath the umbrella of scatterbrain. All my thoughts just want to come out at the same time, and it just doesn't work out. There we go. Your turn.
Let's see. My third one is quick to assume. I very quickly assume things. And this is also emotion-based. A lot of my flaws are emotion-based.
You are too emotional, not like me, the robot.
Oh no.
That was a shitty robot impression. Everyone knows they have French accents.
Yeah. I mean, I assume things like an idiot or like a jerk, really, because only jerks do that.
I know I keep on bringing up good points of your flaws, but at the very least, whenever you find out that you're wrong, you will at least say, "Oh, sorry,"
Yeah, and that's usually done out of embarrassment.
Oh, I see. So you get embarrassed from it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm genuinely sorry for so many things, but I'm also very embarrassed about it.
I guess that makes sense. Because you were wrong? Or because you made a scene?
I think it's more because I made a scene.
Oh.
I've always been a very easily embarrassed person, so... What is your next one?
Okay, so a lot of mine are related to each other. So, the second one is I go on and on for ages. And I just have no idea when to end a conversation. The only way I know whenever to end a conversation, or if to end a conversation, is if the person I'm talking to just says, "Oh, this conversation is over. Leave now." Then I can know, and it's not rude to me. It's fine. If you want the conversation to end, please just tell me so I know whenever to end it. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the editing that I have to do for these videos, which is really not that difficult because I don't use that fancy crap. I use Windows Media Player. But a lot of the editing is cutting out my rambling and my unnecessary tangents. What is your third or is it second?
I'm actually on my fourth.
Oh, okay.
My fourth one is I am one hairy motherfucker. I have to shave pretty much my body from arm to leg.
Well, not her torso. She doesn't have a hairy chest like a man or a hairy back. That'd be weird and gross.
I'm lucky I don't. Because I have hairy arms, I have hairy armpits, I have hairy legs, I have something else that's really hairy.
I mean, that's normal.
And what's really worse about it is that my hair is really dark and it's really thick. So there's always a whole bunch of stubble left behind. I have looked for so many ways to get rid of my hair without leaving stubble or razor bumps or cuts. And it's just, ugh. God, I wish it wasn't so hairy. You would think I was born Italian, and I'm not.
Or maybe half chimpanzee.
Yeah, probably.
You're not that bad, to be fair.
I feel that way.
You know what? This is a good segue to my third flaw, or fourth rather, because I didn't write the first one down, which is I can come off as a bit rude sometimes. And, I mean, very, very rarely it'll be due to just me being an idiot. There was this one time where this lady came in and she had this huge purple mark out. This when I was working as a cashier. And she had this huge purple mark on her face. And I said, "Oh, what happened to your face?" And she went, "Oh, it's just a birthmark." And you think, right now you're thinking, "Oh, egg on my face." But no, it gets worse. So I say, "Oh, okay, good. I thought you could have been punched in the face." And for some reason, my brain was like, yeah, that's totally okay to say. Send it out of the mouth, it's fine. It's been stamped and approved. Yep, and that poor lady probably felt so shit. I felt sorry for her. I just imagine her looking in the mirror like, my face. If only it could be fixed. Like, but I didn't mean it rude. I just was happy that she wasn't punched in the face. But sometimes it's because I'm not a very emotional person, so I guess I can kind of... Sometimes it seems like really, really stupid whenever people are very, very emotional, so I'm better about it now. I used to be really bad whenever I was younger, but I have this habit of saying, oh, they're just being ridiculous. And, I try not to do that. I try to instead actually take into account their feelings and say, maybe I should say something. Maybe I shouldn't say this. Maybe I shouldn't say this in this situation. Maybe I should say it differently. Again, I mean, regardless of whether I think that's silly or not, it's something that you have to learn how to do.
That's improvement.
Yeah,
that's a lot of improvement, actually. No, and while you do that, I will go on to my next flaw, and that is... And obviously, it's hard to see this because I'm covered in clothing. So you might be able to see the one on my face. I am covered in moles and I am covered in freckles. The freckles thing wouldn't be so bad if it was lined across my face, like along the blush line, and that was it. But mine are scattered at random spots of my body, and so are the moles.
She doesn't like things that are not symmetrical, so it bothers her that they're scattered around in not in a symmetrical fashion.
Like, moles just bother me, period. I'm
talking about the freckle thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they just, they look so freaking ugly. I don't give a shit who honestly thinks that a mole is a beauty mark? Because whoever said that was a fucktard who deserved to get punched in the face.
A person with a mole said that.
A person with low self-esteem.
Probably. And yeah, I would agree that moles aren't beauty marks. Moles are marks that you should get checked annually because they can become cancerous.
See, that's another reason I don't like them.
Yeah. And I'm sure it really is aggravating whenever you are just genetically predispositioned to develop quite a lot of moles.
Yeah, that really stinks.
Something kind of, related to moles, and it'll make you go, well, at least I'm not that gross. There's I've seen a couple people where they have they have moles, but they tend to spread quite a lot, so they're all over their body. And I think it's because they have a low immune system, and it's kind of just like a genetic thing. It's pretty interesting. And I'm not talking about what they call the tree people, where they have those huge kind of bark-like moles. I mean, they're just normal moles, but they're just all over the body.
What's your next one?
Tell me now. Don't tell me what to do. Damn it. And this is another, again, I told you a lot of things. I told you, the singular person who's watching, I told you, damn it, why don't you listen, Craig? That a lot of these have to do with my scattered brainness, but I cannot keep track of time. Did tomorrow happen tomorrow? Did tomorrow happen yesterday? No, it didn't. Has it been a day? Has it been a week? I don't know. Has it been a minute? Possibly. It could have been an hour. I lose track of time just so easily. It's really difficult because I also get really interested in stuff, and then I just completely forget to do absolutely anything.
To be fair, I lose track of time as well.
And that's one thing that we have in common. We'll find something that we find interesting, then we'll just do that thing, and only that thing. Fuck the world.
That thing about forgetting the days, I used to do that growing up a lot because I hardly ever left the house. And whenever when you're a prisoner in your own home, you very easily lose track of days.
That's true.
And months.
Oddly enough, so I won't... so I'm in university now, and every single day last semester I thought was Friday. I'd wake up and I'd think it was Friday. I don't know why. It's like Groundhog Day. It's just always Friday. And yet, I knew what classes to go to. So I don't know how that makes any sense. It's Friday all the time, yet I know I have to go to Monday class, Tuesday class, etc., etc. I don't make any sense.
You know, that reminds me of one time back in high school. I woke up and I was in a good mood because I thought, oh boy, it's Friday. So I woke up, I got ready, and my grandmother was driving me to school when I realized, as I was getting in the car, oh wait, it's only Monday. All of a sudden, my good mood went away and I was really down in the dumps.
A cloud following you down the hallways.
It's a gray cloud, it's thundering.
Your turn.
I have an extremely top-heavy body with a belly pooch, and it just looks really weird. Especially, okay, I'm not gonna get naked, but if you were to see me naked, it doesn't look so bad.
Sorry, you have to get naked for science.
Okay.
Ching, ching, ching.
But anywho, from the front view, it doesn't look so bad, but from the side view and the back view, it's like, wow, you can really tell the difference.
Now, I will say that whenever they say top heavy, are they talking about the mass of the bum, or are they talking about like the width of the hips? Because you have white hips, so I guess that's why from the front you don't look top heavy. And then view from the side you kind of do, because obviously you don't have quite a large bum. You have a small bum.
I have a very tiny baby bum. I am looking to fix that, actually, so that, I am looking to get things done, fat transfers done, to make my body more symmetrical. And that's actually the reason I don't like being top heavy, is because I feel really unsymmetrical, and it just, something about it looks really off.
So yeah, symmetrical things obviously do look better. I mean, that beauty is symmetry and balance. It's kind of, whenever we see someone who we think looks beautiful, that's what we notice. We notice that they are symmetrical and that they look balanced.
Yeah, the good thing about wearing clothes is that it helps to make things look not so bad.
Oh, that's...
Still looks horrible, but it's not as bad.
No. That's been a trick that women have used since the dawn of time. And, okay, I might be mistaken because I'm remembering this from a book that I read whenever I was in grade school. But in that book, I believe it was in France in the 18th century, or might have been England. It was one of those, it was in Europe. Again, I read this in elementary school. But it was made a law, and I remember it was in the 18th century, that a woman who ensnared the husband by, trickery, by all this makeup and what do you call those things that they put on what do you call those? Bustle?
I think so. I think it's also called a chassis.
Bustle. And, corset, and powdered wig, if I didn't already say that. All that. So if she used that sort of thing to snag a husband, and he wakes up to find out, oh crap, I've married a gorilla, then I believe it was grounds to divorce. I think that was it. But I mean, excuse me, people will complain of women using all that contoury makeup stuff to look different, and they'll go, oh my god, such trick, this is why I don't trust women, this is why I have such trust issues. But women have been doing it since the dawn of time, so I mean, it's not our fault men haven't caught on. And I will say as well that if someone's going to say, oh, you shouldn't think of surgery, you should learn to love yourself. If you want to get something done
and you have the money,
then what's the problem? I mean, you certainly shouldn't look at it as, oh, my life would be infinitely better if I were to get surgery, cosmetic surgery. That's obviously not the way that you should look at it. You should look at it as, this is something that I would like changed about myself, and honestly, my life is not going to be changed in any way, shape, or form other than the fact that I will look better to myself.
Yeah, it's not gonna negatively affect your life or anyone in it.
And it's not going to significantly, positively affect your life. It might make you more confident because maybe you'll like how you look better. But it's not like you're going to to get the fat transfer, and people are going to start going, wow, oh my god, here, have $1 million. You can start winning the lottery. And but of course, you know that.
Yeah.
This one is just short, though, because I already mentioned it. That's I'm shit with directions. Can't do it. Someone tells me, for some reason, my brain refuses to, like, it understands the words, but it refuses to, well, it understands that they are words that it is hearing, but it refuses to translate them whenever someone gives me directions. So it'll be like, even if it's really simple, you go down the hallway and take a left at the magical glowing door, and then go forward 20 feet, and then jump off the bridge. So my brain hears those words. That'd be really odd. Like, where am I going? So my brain hears all these words. Like, it knows that they're words, but they might as well just be saying, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. And then I don't want to look like an idiot, so I continue walking, not knowing where I'm going, and I just pray that I make the right turn, because it's always really horrid whenever let's say they told you to go right, and you're like, oh shit. And by the by, I have difficulty telling my right from my left still, so it's hard. I have to do this trick. I write with my right hand. This is my left hand every goddamn time. So, like, they tell me right, and let's say I go left, and then, you know that thing where they go, oh no, a right, and they're like, oh shit, I look like an idiot. Oops.
And I really should have written that down on my paper too, because that's the problem I have. No, get me wrong. I can tell my right from my left, but I am shit with directions. I get easily lost. I get easily confused. I can't take direction, and I can't give direction.
Same. I mean, don't be wrong. I know my right from my left. I know this is my right, and I know this is my left. But sometimes it takes me a little while to figure that. But, you know, it's more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows what I mean. Do you know what I mean, Craig? You know what I mean, Craig.
You don't even worry.
Yeah, Craig. God damn, I can't stand that guy. Total dick.
Yeah, Craig, stop watching our video. You stink.
Your turn again.
It is my turn. This one, okay. I feel a little silly talking about this on a camera, but this one actually has to do with my butt. I have a very tiny, nearly flat bum with huge dents on each side.
Baby dents. Baby butt.
Yeah, I have baby butt. Compare baby butt with a top-heavy body doesn't really look good. It'd be one thing if I had, like, if I had your upper body with my lower body, then it would be fine.
You're trying to say my boobs are small? How dare you? I'm in denial about that.
But for some reason, God was like, you know what? I'm going to take the lower half of a baby and top it with the upper half of Jessica Rabbit, and there you go.
Some people might find it charming. I mean, your bum.
Yeah. People find that charming on little kids and babies, but on a grown-ass person, that just looks ridiculous.
I guess I'll say some physical stuff. Now, not too bothered by physical stuff. I mean, obviously I wasn't when I was a teenager, but you tend to grab that unless you are a cat with a green headband. Then you don't, but so I'll just list. There are two things. So first off, I have eye bags. They're hereditary, or maybe to do with allergies, possibly. I don't really care. It's just they've always been there. They're always gonna be there. There's really no point in going, oh my gosh, let me get all the creams and shit to make them go away, because they're not going to, and I don't really feel like wasting money on something like that because it's just not necessary. Who the fuck cares? And my other sort of physical thing that I'm going to just lump together is I look so weird from the side. My face, I'm talking about, looks, I don't know why. I just don't think, maybe, I think it's my nose. I just don't like how I look from the side. Like, she has a great profile. She looks really good from the side. You can't tell because she has a mask on. I mean, nope, that's her actual face. She's actually a pink cat, so I'm a pink rabbit. Meow. But Oh, yeah, those are the only two things, really. Because I'm perfect in every other way. I mean, what am I gonna say?
My turn. My turn. Okay, so my next one it's kind of three things in one. One of them I actually forgot to write down. I'm just now remembering. But I'll start off by saying that I have always had very chapped lips. It started when I was 2 years old. I started picking at my lips, and I've had a horrible, because they got chapped one day. And ever since then, I've had a horrible habit.
It was a Tuesday. It was snowing outside.
Yeah, so ever since then, I've had a horrible habit of picking at my lips. And it has been something that I've been trying to stop. And I've found things that can help me remove the unwanted skin from my lips. But I still struggle with picking at them. And, along the lines of my mouth... No, I'm just kidding. Something else.
What are you doing, like a blowjob thing?
Yep. My voice. This may come as a great shocker, considering that I can talk a lot, and I know I can. But I actually hate the sound of my own voice. When I hear myself, both in person and on camera, I sound like...
Whenever you say you hear yourself in person, it sounds as if, like you have, like, a clone of yourself.
Well, you know what I mean, like when I'm talking to people in person.
Yeah, Craig knows what you mean.
Yeah, Craig, you know what I mean.
Yeah, you motherfucker.
But, when I hear myself, both when I'm speaking to someone else and when I hear myself on camera... I noticed that I sound like a 10-year-old boy who just started going through... No, it's more like a 12-year-old boy who's going through puberty and is maybe a year off from his balls dropping.
I have to disagree. I think you have kind of a tomboy voice, but it's the kind of voice that a lady would have that you would go, oh, she could probably voice 12-year-old boys in a cartoon. So that's different.
It doesn't make me feel any better. It doesn't make me feel any better.
Well, I mean, one of my flaws is coming off as a bit rude, so I'm going to use that as an excuse to just be rude to everybody instead of just trying to improve.
Oh yeah, there's one more thing I was going to mention along the lines of my voice is that I also hate my laugh.
She has a Marge Simpson laugh.
Yeah. My laugh has been compared to Marge Simpson's laugh. I've been told I cackle, and I've also been told that I sound like I'm dying when I laugh, so I sound like Marge Simpson as a witch, cackling and dying.
I wouldn't call your laugh a cackle. I would just say a Marge Simpson laugh. Like, well, of course, Marge Simpson, Craig, that's your favorite show.
Yeah, isn't it, Craig?
But, just that, like, it literally just sounds like Marge Simpson, which I don't think it's a bad thing or a good thing. I mean, it's not jarring. It's not like a really, really annoying voice that makes me want to shoot you in the head.
You know what it makes me think of? A lot of girls, when they laugh, they snort. It's like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed about it. Well, guess what? I laugh like Marge Simpson, so get over it.
Kind of in the same vein of, she was talking about picking, I have a really bad habit of picking my face. Whenever I was younger, I used to pick at my scalp for no reason. Kind of have to even it out now. Yeah, I pick absentmindedly. I'll just pick at my face, and so I always have like blemishes and scratches and little things like that. Which, I mean, they don't really bother me all that much, but I know I should definitely stop picking at myself. And I try to stop, I really do, but I don't notice I'm doing it, so it's really hard to stop something that you do absentmindedly.
My turn. My turn? Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay. My next flaw is that I am really bad at explaining things. I am so bad at explaining things that oftentimes it'll sound, when I'm trying to explain something to someone else, it'll sound to them like I'm saying something completely different than what I'm actually trying to say.
Well, that's because she says something completely different from what she actually means. And then whenever you ask her, like, what? And then she'll kind of go, oh, no, I didn't mean that. I meant this. And eventually, she clarifies.
Yeah. After I realize, oh, no one knows what I'm actually trying to say. Let me see if I can awkwardly try to explain what I mean.
You have made improvement in that, though, because whenever you were younger, you used to get really upset and go, God, these freaking idiots just don't listen. And now you kind of realize that it's just, you need to work on the way you explain things.
Yeah. So I guess there's been improvement there.
Mhm.
But what's your next one?
Okay. This one I kind of mentioned before with my having to even things out. But I'm gonna call it my obsessiveness, which can come off as kind of rude, sometimes. Because, well, she knows, I do not like the human mouth. I don't like the things that come out of it. I like it far, 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 far away from me. So I can get really, really, really aggravated whenever people, let's say, like smell. So like let's say I cook something and people decide to just stick their nose on it. That really bothers me because I don't like breath. And then I can get rather rude, or if someone sighs near me, it's just really frustrating. So I can quite obsessive, and I know that's got to do with my tics that they might show up in videos. Who the fuck cares? I'm not gonna say germaphobe because it's not a germaphobe. It's not like I go around with hand sanitizer and Windex or whatever. Windex specifically, that wouldn't kill germs. And like Lysol and just like spraying everything. It's just very specific things that I don't like and that I really don't like and that I'm quite obsessive about, and that Craig, keep them the fuck away from me.
Yeah, Craig, keep them away.
I really hope someone called Craig watches this video.
That'd be hilarious.
He's not going to watch this. It's Craig. Okay, your turn.
Okay, so my last one is I am a very emotional person. In fact, I would actually classify myself as being too emotional at times. This is so bad that I'm not even kidding. There are many points throughout most of my days where I just randomly feel like crying for no reason.
Really? It's that bad?
Yeah. This happened yesterday, actually. No reason, I just randomly felt like crying. I held it in. I've trained myself to be able to hold it in.
What were you doing?
But you know what? I don't even remember what I was doing. And I think I was listening to something, but I can't remember if I was listening to audio or I was listening to music. But I was listening to... I remember, because I listen to audio a lot. There are some points that... No, just audio.
Well, I guess audio is... Like, music is audio. Audio is anything that you hear.
Well, when I say audio, I mean, like, just anything where anyone is talking, but I'm just listening to it and not really watching it. Like, I do that throughout several points of the day. And when I'm not doing that, I'm listening to music. So it was usually, yesterday I was going back and forth between doing that and listening to Disney songs.
Show tunes. But that kind of is a show tune. Maybe not.
I have no idea. But yeah, and this is also tied to flaws I mentioned earlier about being quick to anger and being impulsive.
Mm-hmm.
Those all have to do with the fact that I can be, I am for definite a very emotional person.
Which is surprising. Usually I don't like emotional people, so it's really, really surprising that we haven't killed each other thus far.
It is. I think we're used to each other, that's why.
Yeah, we just tolerate each other. Craig really is the glue that holds us together, though.
Yeah, thank you, Craig. I know I keep shaking my fist at you, but thank you.
You are... I was gonna make a bouquet analogy, but I don't know shit about bouquets. Sorry, Craig.
You're good fragrant smelling flower and a bouquet of stinkies.
Well, I was gonna say, like, you know how they're those kind of smaller, not really, but flowers that kind of hold everything together, like the
ones that used to grow in your front yard.
Yeah, the ones that they're not like the centerpiece, but they bring everything together.
Yeah,
that's what you are, Craig.
Yeah,
thank you for it.
You're the not centerpiece that holds everything together.
You're the unimportant kind of side flower that no one really notices or knows the name of. So small ones.
So what's your last one?
Well, I will say it after I say this. I mentioned tics earlier. Just gonna clarify, my yawning, I'm very certain is a tic. So if I yawn a lot, it's not because she's boring me. That's just a tic.
And if I yawn, it's because she yawned.
Yeah, it's a horrible vicious cycle. Cycle, not psycho. It's a horrible vicious cycle. Okay, so this is
like Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe. She's lying. We don't anymore because we shot him in the head, but I cannot see the forest for the trees. That's an idiom that I use all the time because it's my favorite. Well, no, it's not actually. It's not my favorite idiom, but it applies very, very well. And that is a big thing that pops up quite a bit. I just pay attention to teeny tiny, itsy-bitsy little details. So that can be good and that can be bad. More so bad because it's kind of time consuming. Yeah, that's one of those things that are good and bad that I don't want to not be detail oriented because I know it has its benefits, but I should try to learn how to see the forest.
Now, I will have to ask mostly because I'm kind of clueless, but what exactly does it mean to not see the forest through the trees?
For the trees.
Oh.
Don't worry, whenever I first heard that one, I didn't know what it meant either. Basically, it means that you, as I was saying, it means that you focus on details. So if you are so focused on details that you only notice, let's say, the trees, and you don't realize that you're in a forest, that's kind of basically what it means.
Oh.
So, I mean, not literally, you're not like literally in a forest, but it's like, let's say I was writing, well, this happens with my writing as well. There's a whole story, right? And it is because I love writing, it's just a wonder that any of my stories make any sorts of sense. I always said sense, like smells, any sort of sense, because I don't have the whole story planned at all, and I don't write it in order. I'll write, let's say, the beginning, sometimes at the start, sometimes I start with the ending. I'll write paragraph 4, something paragraph 6, and then paragraph 3, and then da 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 da. But I focus only on that specific little scene, and they're not long scenes, they're very short scenes that I focus on. And then they somehow come together. I don't know how. I don't pay any attention to that. But yeah. So it sometimes works out.
Yeah, and you used to... Actually, I already did that last one.
Oh.
I will say that you used to, in terms of your writing, you used to be, like, overly detailed with the descriptions.
Yeah, I really was. Like, absolutely everything had to be really, really, really detailed.
I remember one time, this was back when we were teenagers, she asked me to read something she had typed. And I read it and I was like, well, there's a lot of descriptive detail here. You might want to tone that down a bit.
Yeah, and I think that there, in some instances, it is necessary to be really detail-oriented. Like, if I were to write, let's say, a fantasy, which I wouldn't because I fucking hate fantasies, except for Tolkien. I love Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and Tolkien short stories. And that's the only fantasy that I will read. So I wouldn't write that, but let's say I would want to go into a lot of detail to show people the world that I created.
Yeah.
But in an instance that she was reading, that wasn't necessary.
Yeah. What's important to remember, and we're kind of going off tangent here, but that's okay.
Yeah, learn some shit, Craig.
Yeah, Craig, listen up. It's like she said, it's okay to go into detail depending on what you're writing. For example, if you're writing an action scene, then you need to go into detail as to what they're doing and how the moves are done.
Oh, absolutely.
But if it's just people talking or walking around a room, don't overly describe what the room looks like. Or even whenever it comes to character description, either leave the whole thing completely to the reader's imagination or just mention little things here and there.
This is, again, off on tangent, but I love writing, so I'm going to say...
Same.
I think that whenever it comes to a character describing herself, she shouldn't, or he should not describe. I say she because I'm a woman, obviously. I know you can't tell. I probably don't look like I've gone through puberty.
And this is something that a lot of female writers probably tend to do.
True, but I would say the point. I would say the character should not describe herself in any more detail than someone would casually notice about themselves. Like, for instance, it's okay to have, let's say you have a scene where she's brushing her hair, and you can say, I brushed my long red hair. I think that's fine because that's not going into too much detail. But I also would say, no, but that's the wrong connection. I also would say that the character should describe people other than herself or himself more than she describes herself, because I'm not. If you're going around, Craig, you don't really see yourself. You don't notice how you look, but you do see other people, and you notice how they look. So it makes more sense for the character to describe other characters more so than they describe themselves.
Yeah, and it's like one of my absolute favorite stories is J.M. Barrie's novel Peter Pan. And in that story, none of the characters are described in terms of physical traits except for Peter. And the only thing we know about Peter is that he wears a suit. He wears a suit or an outfit made of skeleton leaves, and that he still has his baby teeth. We know that Tinkerbell wears a dress made of leaves that is square and low cut to show off her feminine figure. But that's it. We don't know anything else in terms of appearance.
Because it's really unimportant. See, that's an example of when being overly descriptive would be unnecessary. Or, well, at least in regards to character description. Someone reading Peter Pan is not reading Peter Pan to know how sparkly blue his eyes are and the color of Tinkerbell's hair and all that. I mean,
yeah, and in my opinion, no matter what kind of story you write, a character's overall, character should be more important than their appearance.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, the only instance in which a character might go on and on in just painful detail about their appearance would possibly be if, let's say, they were a narcissist. That would make sense then.
That's true, it would.
But I don't tend to write narcissists. So.
I love how we start off talking about our flaws and then we just start talking about our views on good writing tips by the end.
Yeah. Oh, we should have a... yeah. Yeah, we did. Let's go ahead and do this one.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Meow. Meow, Craig.
Bye,
Meow.
Craig. You're my best friend.